Hi, this is Professor David Wolber, and I'm going to teach you about prototyping a real-world app with Thunkable. And no coding experience is required for this tutorial. This is really for beginners who want to build apps. Just a couple things about myself. I'm a University of San Francisco professor. I've been teaching for 27 years. The last 10 years, I've been teaching with the App Inventor Visual Blocks language. You're going to learn a language today called Thunkable, which is very much like App Inventor. Anyway, I was the lead author of a very popular book for App Inventor, and also run a site called appinventor.org, which is a lot of people have been using to learn programming, or at least the beginning programming from those videos and other lessons on there. And a bunch of teachers use that site for their classes. Okay, so we're going to talk about taking basically an idea all the way to prototype stage, or even minimal viable product stage. And let's just take an example. I've got an issue. There's supplies at neighborhood stores during this COVID-19 crisis are low. People are freaking out. What do we do? Is there some way we could use an app or use software to help us? Okay, so our idea is, okay, let's build an app so the neighbors can share info about supplies at their local stores. Okay, and maybe we'll have my neighborhood's called Coal Valley here in San Francisco, and maybe we'll build a little page basically where you can post stuff and have a map, and also people can go there and say, oh wow, someone just said there's toilet paper available at Walgreens. Okay, so anyway, that's the kind of idea we'll face. Okay, so how do you get from idea to minimally viable product? Well, there's paper prototyping. So start sketching out stuff on paper. It's a really good idea. It's great for if you're going to interview people or discuss with people your idea. It's nice to show them pictures. Okay, market research means go out and look at some the app store. Go on the web and see if there's solutions for what you're thinking about. In the case of our neighborhood app we're talking about, is there some neighborhood websites or Facebook pages or whatnot which already solve the solution? Okay. Anyway, that's what market research is about. Data analysis is about well, if you are going to build an app, what exactly is the data you want to store? And then prototyping, and this is what we're going to focus on in this video series, is actually building code. Maybe it's not perfect, but building some software that people can use, or you can at least show to potential funders or people that might want to develop this software. And you can also build a full-on MVP, which is what that really means is you've got something that people use for real. Okay, and just a couple thoughts more on MVP. It's the most pared down version of a product that can still be released. Okay, so it's got enough value that people for real are willing to use it or buy it initially. It demonstrates enough future benefit to retain early adopters, and it provides a feedback loop to guide future development. A big part of this is, instead of just saying, oh, I get this great idea, you can show people something, and that tends to really kind of get the creative juices flowing and get a good discussion going. By the way, this information about MVPs is from Techopedia. Okay, market research. I kind of talked about these things. There's a lot of different things you can do here. One thing I want to kind of highlight is, don't give up. Just if there's something that already exists, you can still do a value add. A lot of people, it's like, oh, somebody's probably already written that app. I think that's a bad way to think, and you need to dig in deeper, especially if you get an idea that you really believe in. Data analysis, just going back to our idea. Okay, I want to somehow just let people post about what's at the stores, and so we might have a bunch of these things we'll call posts. It's got a note, a date, and a user. Okay, obviously most apps are going to have much more detailed, complex data. We'll get into that later, but first we'll start with a simple sample. Okay, so prototyping, building a minimal viable product or a prototype. So a prototype is not quite ready for real use, but it's ready for communication, right, for showing people and getting feedback. Anyway, we're going to use what's called drag and drop coding or visual blocks coding. There's a couple languages, App Inventor. I've been teaching with it for 10 years. It's a wonderful language. And now there's a new one called Thunkable. One thing Thunkable does is allow you to build things on iPhones or iPads, where App Inventor at least started out as just Android. They're starting to add the iPhone stuff as well. But basically, whatever kind of phone you have, you can build apps with Thunkable. You need zero coding experience to get started. You're going to be able to build a prototype in about an hour with the video series that I'm going to give you. Okay, so how to build prototype, build an MVP. You want to use it to get feedback from potential users. You can use it in a pitch, to nonprofit leaders. Look, I've got this idea. Try this app out. It's a lot better way to get good feedback, and you might actually put it in production. Okay, so interactive prototype iteration 0. So we're going to do a number of iterations. The first one, we're going to ignore logins. We're going to use sample prototypical data. So the user's not going to enter it yet. We're just going to kind of have fake data, right? The data's not going to be shared with other users or stored in a database. We're going to add all these things in successive videos. And we'll just have an initial user interface. It won't be beautiful. But you can spend a lot of time, kind of making the UI how you want it. And really, our main goal is just to get initial feedback. So I just want to give you an idea of what you're going to tackle here. On the left here is the thunkable.com site, and this is kind of the screens you're going to use to build your app. As you build the app, you're going to be able to see kind of a facsimile of what the app looks like. On the right over here, I'm actually showing. I'm projecting my iPad onto the screen. So this is kind of a live action test of the app I'm building right over here. So definitely take a look at the videos next in the series, and I'm going to give you step by step on how to build a prototype for your idea.